Now, if I told you that you can use your Ethereum account to directly send transactions on the Aptos blockchain, would you believe it? And when you're building your Web3 application on whatever blockchain you're using, the problem is that you're often limiting your user base to users who already are using the network that you're building on. So for example, if you're an Aptos developer, till now, your user base was limited to people with Aptos accounts, right? And until now, there's a lot of user onboarding friction, right? Your users have to download a wallet, create an Aptos account, and all that stuff. So a solution to this was to build a multi-chain application, right, that supports multiple chains. Now, the only problem with that is that you have to build multiple infrastructures. So for example, if your application uses smart contracts, you need to write multiple smart contracts depending on whatever network you're using, and you have to deploy them separately. And your backend has to route to all these different smart contracts, right? It's a maintenance nightmare. So this was the reality for developers building application in Web3 right now. You either have a limited user base, a terrible user onboarding experience, or you're stuck with maintaining multiple infrastructures for multiple blockchains. Well, now there's a solution to this problem, and it's called Exchange accounts. With AIP 113 introducing derivable account abstraction and AIP 122 introducing sign-in with Ethereum, you can now use your Ethereum account to directly send transactions on the Aptos blockchain. Let me say that again. Now, you don't need to create an Aptos account just to start using Aptos applications. If you already have an Ethereum account and you're an Ethereum user, you can just use your account to directly authenticate transactions on the Aptos blockchain. This means two things. One, it improves the user experience. If you're a user coming from outside the Aptos ecosystem, you no longer are faced with the friction where, oh, if I want to use an Aptos application, I need to install an Aptos wallet and create an Aptos account. That's no longer the case. Two, with a couple lines of code, all Aptos applications can instantly increase and expand their user base for their application. Now, I have a demo application that I'll be showcasing later in this video, but you'll see how easy it is to integrate Exchange accounts to your application. You no longer need to maintain multiple infrastructures to build a multi-chain application. Just integrate Exchange accounts to your application and invite all Ethereum users to experience your application and take advantage of the speed and elegance of the Aptos blockchain. Now let's take a look at a demo application to see what this user flow looks like and how amazing it is. And let's kind of dive into the code base and see how you can implement this. All right, so we have a demo application here that's going to showcase using your Ethereum account to send Aptos transactions. So with this demo app, you'll see kind of the user flow of what an Ethereum user would go through when they're trying to interact with an Aptos application. So let's see how this works. Okay, so this demo app is right now configured to Aptos testnet. It supports all networks, but we're going to use testnet for this demo. Let's click Connect Wallet, and it's going to give you three options: Backpack, Phantom, and Nightly. It also supports MetaMask. It's just that this demo app was integrated with these three wallets. But let's use Backpack to log into this demo app. So click Connect, and that's going to prompt up the Backpack wallet, right? And this is saying, hey, use my Ethereum wallet and authenticate this application. Right? So this app would like to request approval for transactions and view wallet balances. It's the well-known, authenticating a wallet for your application process. So I hit approve, and that's going to let me log into this demo app using my Ethereum account. Now, what you'll notice is that the account address you see here, 0xFBD, is different from my Ethereum wallet address, which is 0xB80. So what's happening here? What's happening is this account is actually a derived Aptos account used with your Ethereum account. So Exchange account has automatically created an Aptos account for you unique to this application. So this Aptos account can only be used within this app, not universally. We may later on add features to let these accounts be used universally, but right now this account is unique to this app, and you can only use it inside of this application. Now, to send some transactions using this Aptos account, let's get some testnet APT. So I'm going to click on that button. It's going to take me to my faucet. So let's mint and get some APT. Great. And there you go. Now we have one APT in my account. And we can also take a look at this in the Aptos Explorer to see that this is a real account. So if I go to my Aptos Explorer, you can see that this account exists and it now has one APT. Great. Now let's perform some actions using this account. So in this demo app, we have sign message, sign transaction, and also sending custom transactions. And all of these actions will be done using the derived Aptos account, but you as a user will be authenticating these transactions using your Ethereum account. So let's see how that looks. So first, let's try and sign and verify a message. So let's just change this message to hello Ethereum users to Aptos. And you can sign and verify. It will prompt the Backpack wallet with my Ethereum wallet, not my Aptos wallet with my Aptos account. So you as a user, again, is just using your Ethereum wallet, but on the blockchain side, everything is being done through this derived Aptos account. So you can see that, hey, we are going to be signing this message, hello Ethereum users to Aptos. So I hit approve, and you can see that my signature verification went through. And you can also take a look at all the information here, like the signature was true, message is hello Ethereum users to Aptos, the nonce, and the raw data, all the good stuff. Now let's try signing and submitting a transaction. So this second demo here, we're going to be calling the transfer function to transfer some APT to another account. So let's go to my Petra wallet. This is the #1 Aptos wallet that people love. You can see that this account here, 0x3E5, has 0.01 APT. I use this for some different testing, that's why we have some APT there. But we have 0.01 APT here, but let's try to send some APT to this account. So I'm going to copy this address, going to paste in the address here. Great. And let's send 1 million micro APT. So that's going to be 0.01 APT. You know what? Let's send 10 million. So that's 0.1 APT. Great. Now, you can actually just try signing first. So let's try signing this transaction. And again, this is going to bring up my Backpack wallet. And we're going to use my Ethereum wallet to approve executing this transaction. You get all the information here. So let's hit approve. And you can see that my transaction was signed successfully. So if I take a look at here, you can see the transaction detail, right? The amount, the recipient, and the raw data. And you can see the signature is also included in the raw data. Now let's try to sign and submit this transaction. So I'm going to hit sign and submit. Again, it brings up my Backpack wallet, and we're going to use my Ethereum wallet to approve this transaction. And there you go. Transaction was submitted successfully. And we can take a look at this on the Aptos Explorer as well. So let's go to the Explorer, and you can see that this transaction went through on testnet. The sender was 0xFBD, which again is the derived Aptos account the Xchain account has derived using your Ethereum account. And the receiver was 0x3E5, which is my Petra account over here. And you can see that my balance is now 0.11, and before it was 0.01, right? So you can see that this transaction went through successfully, and I did all of that just using my Ethereum account, which is super cool. So obviously, this is a demo app, so all of these things doesn't look pretty, but it's designed to show you what's really happening and the user flow of what the users will be going through. And it also has these code snippets on how we've implemented it. And just going back to this part here, this code is not at all different from how you would normally do it. enabling Exchange account actually happens elsewhere. And when you're just signing and sending transactions, you actually use the same code that you would normally do. So it's not some crazy implementation to integrate this. It's actually very simple. So now let's take a look at how you can use Exchange accounts in your application. So if we go to our Aptos documentation, we have a page for Exchange accounts. You can take a look at all of this, like high-level flow and how does it work. But let's take a look at this part, how to integrate Exchange accounts in my dApp. That's the interesting part, right? Currently, the adapter supports Solana and EVM chains. So let's take a look at the EVM portion of this doc. Now, the note says it's highly recommended to use the wallet adapter React package for best experience. So if you're building a React application, highly recommend that you use the wallet adapter. Now, these are the wallets and accounts that are supported right now and tested. At the time of this recording, mainnet wasn't live, but now mainnet is live, so you can start implementing this in your production-ready application. So let's see how we can do this. Supporting Exchange accounts in a dApp requires only a two-step installation process. First, you install the Aptos Lab derived wallet Ethereum package. So all you need to do in your project is npm install Aptos Labs derived wallet Ethereum. Then you import the setup automatic Ethereum wallet derivation function. And once you have this installed, you can import and use it in the same file where you import the other wallets, such as walletprovider.tsx. So if we look at this code snippet here, we are importing in this setup automatic Ethereum wallet derivation function from the Aptos Labs derived wallet Ethereum package. Then we're using this function and we're calling it here, and we're setting the default network to testnet. So this is how you would configure what network you want to use this in. Then we come down here and it says set cross-chain wallets dApp config props to true for the Aptos wallet adapter provider. So set up your Aptos wallet adapter provider just like how you would do it. And then inside of the dApp config, just add this line of code here. Cross-chain wallets is true. So that's one thing that you need to do. So you just set up the automatic Ethereum wallet derivation, call this function, and you just add this one line of code, and boom, you have Exchange account enabled in your application. And then the rest is the same, right? Submitting a transaction, you use the Aptos client to create a transaction, sign it, send it, and wait for confirmation. All the good stuff. Now, one thing to quickly note here is that this derived Aptos account will normally have 0 APT in it, right? So it won't have enough APT to cover gas. So usually, as an app builder, there are two ways to go about this. You either set up a local sponsor account to use that sponsor account to sponsor gas, or you set up a gas station using Geomi to automatically sponsor gas for your users. Or you can create a flow where you enforce the user to feed the derived Aptos account with some APT to cover gas fees. So that's all up to you as a developer, but these are kind of the known solutions to this. So you can set up a local sponsor account or set up a gas station using Geomi. So I won't go through this now, but if you want to take these solutions, definitely head to this documentation and follow these steps. So I want to show you this in like a real project, right? So let's go to this open source ChainXETH example that we went through. So this is the source code for this demo app right here that we went through. And inside of the main.tsx file, this is where we set up the wallet provider, right? So we have the Aptos wallet adapter provider here, and we have inside of the dApp config, we have various configurations, but you can see that here, cross-chain wallets field set to true. So that was one of the steps that was included in the documentation, right? So that's one. So that's done. Now we go to app.tsx, and this is actually the entire app for this demo app here. So it's a monster file. But if I scroll down here, you can see that we have a use effect where we call setup automatic Ethereum wallet derivation function. And we're setting the default network to the selected Aptos network. So that's it. And the rest is the same. right? I mean, let's take a look at one example here, if I can find it. Here we go. We have this function called submit transfer transaction, right? And this is the function that's being called when you press on this button right here. So we have various try and catch here. And then here we are signing the transaction, and we're signing this transaction right here. And you can see that this transaction payload looks exactly the same as how you would normally do it. There's nothing special to it. And then once we sign this transaction, we take that raw transaction and we submit it using the Aptos client. So again, this whole exchange account integration is not happening every time you're creating and submitting a transaction on your code base. You just have to set it up in the wallet provider and just call it that one function you imported from that exchange Ethereum package. So TLDR, 2 lines of code, you instantly increase your user base, you invite Ethereum users to your application, and you don't need to maintain multiple infrastructures to go multi-chain. You just let your users use their Ethereum wallet, their Aptos wallet, whatever they want, to enjoy the amazing application that you've built on the Aptos blockchain. It's pretty cool, right? It's amazing that it just works like that. I was amazed when I first saw this. I have an empty Ethereum account, and I can just use that to authenticate transactions on Aptos. Exchange account is live on Aptos mainnet now, so you can go integrate this into your application now, instantly expand your user base to Ethereum users, and show how amazing your application is here on Aptos. That being said, I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned about exchange accounts, and I hope you got excited about what this means for the Aptos ecosystem. And I'm excited to see you all integrate this into your application and invite more users to the Aptos ecosystem. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.